Relationship basic. A sound relationship ought to have the accompanying qualities: a sense of respect for one another. Your partner ought to be able to give you the same respect he wants from you. This is honor for your identity, for your unequaled personality, your humor, or the uncanny way you laugh. Likewise, this means a sense of respect for your choices. Accepting your choices and comprehending it. Simply put, mutual esteem in a relationship implies that you value each other's differences and comprehend them, not attempt to alter the other individual's personality. Trust for one another. Trust means recognizing that your mate is faithful to you regardless how many alluring chances surround him. This is when you see your beau talking to a new girl in his class and you'd know deep inside that your mate loves you enough to not play around. Everyone is entitled to feel envious. It is, after all, a really normal emotion. It's how you respond to that emotion that will count. Acting on jealousy will only bring you down and won't be healthy for your relationship. Truthfulness with one another. This ought to go hand in hand with trust, as trust is based on how honest your mate is to you. How may you trust somebody who can't be truthful with you? Once you've caught your mate in a huge lie, you'll have doubts the next time he tells you where he's going or whom he's accompanying. Supportiveness. Your mate won't merely need your support during problematic times. There are individuals who appear to merely come along out of thin air to offer a helping hand if everything appears chaotic, but is nowhere to be found during euphoric times. It's nice to have somebody to share wins and happy times with. It constantly feels great to know that you have somebody who trusts in your capabilities and celebrates your accomplishments with you. Equity. Relationships ought to be reciprocation. Taking turns in making choices, be it as easy as selecting a movie to watch or a place to eat at. This includes that you're not keeping count of how many times the other individual has made the choice for the two of you as a couple, and you're not turning the decision-making procedure into a power struggle as to who ought to get his way. Separate individualities. This implies compromising in conditions where there's a difference in interest. This doesn't have to wind up with one losing his identity merely to give way to the other individual. Both mates ought to still be able to sustain time for their own interest like when they began with the relationship. Open communicating. This includes being able to express how you feel openly and truthfully to your mate without concern of having your candidness misconstrued. Having the sincerity to speak what's on your mind, provided you've thought it out thoroughly enough to understand that what you say will be taken in a good, constructive way. What makes a relationship unhealthy? A relationship begins becoming unhealthy when it turns mean, disrespectful, controlling, and injurious. A few individuals are exposed to domestic violence and begin bringing it over to the way they carry a relationship. An individual who has grown up to watching physical and emotional punishment inside their homes will most likely believe that it's normal in a relationship. Relationships commonly need work. It might have started with an overpowering feeling of love for each other, but then again, keeping that love is an altogether different thing. Comprehending you and your mate's differences, accepting them and working around those conflicts will make your relationship simpler to handle. Keeping it healthy will make you both thrive and grow not merely as people, but as a couple too.